A little girl from Louisiana could soon be considered for sainthood. She was born in the 1940s and died at a young age. Now, witnesses believe she's been responsible for miracles both in life and death.
Yeah, now the Vatican is actually looking into her story. The girl lived in the Lafayette area, but it turns out we do have a connection much closer to home.
Rachel Hanley joining us now in studio. Rachel, you recognized her picture right away, right?
Yeah, I did, and I could not believe when I saw it pop up on my Facebook feed here in New Orleans, because Charlene Richard is actually a distant cousin of mine. My family has been talking about her for a long time. I had no idea that so many other people were too. So if you haven't heard it yet, this is the story of the girl nicknamed the Little Cajun Saint. In central Louisiana, a church is preparing to honor a girl who passed away decades ago. More than 5,000 miles away, the Vatican is paying attention too.
At this point, it's in Rome's hands pretty much.
Charlene Richard was born in Richard, Louisiana in 1947. When she was 12 years old, she was diagnosed with leukemia. Doctors told her parents she wouldn't survive. They asked the hospital's chaplain to break the news to her.
He went and told her that she was going to be dying, and every day after that day, when he would go in to visit her, she would always ask who she was going to suffer for that day. So she offered her suffering and stuff for other people.
She died in 1959. Word of her faith and desire to help others, even from her deathbed, got around. Since then, many people who have asked Charlene for help say she's answered. The president of the Charlene Richard Foundation, Nanette Reiners, told me about one woman who was pregnant. A scan showed the fetus had multiple severe brain abnormalities.
She came down to Richard and prayed and went to Charlene's grave.
Then the woman says her baby was born completely healthy. She'll be coming to Richard on Monday to share her story at an annual memorial mass for Charlene at St. Edward Church. Outside of the mass, thousands of people visit Charlene's grave there every year. Decades ago, they started asking whether she may have been a saint. Typically, the Vatican will consider someone for sainthood if they've performed at least 2 miracles and led a life of faith. The Diocese of Lafayette started gathering evidence about Charlene in 2020.
We've talked to witnesses, we've researched documents, we've brought together, all sorts of research.
1,900 pages later, they sent Charlene's story off to the Vatican. In June, they got word that it had been approved. Now the Vatican will decide whether to declare her venerable, then whether to beatify her. Then they'll wait for one more new miracle in her name. If it comes, she'll be considered for sainthood. Her supporters think that she has a chance.
She's known all around the world. I've mailed prayer cards to probably every state in the United States. I've mailed some to other countries.
And hopefully it won't take long to get some good news in return from Rome. Now, there are 11 Americans who have been recognized as saints before, but if the Vatican does decide to recognize Charlene, she would be the first one from Louisiana.
That is really cool. And you said that your mom just gave you a prayer cloth. This is before you even knew about this, right?
Yeah, completely by coincidence, 2 weeks ago. This is a little embarrassing that I did.
You brought the prayer cloth?
I put it in my pocket.
Oh, wow.
Just for luck with the story, because it's just, it's so cool. I couldn't believe that this has been getting so much attention when it's something that we've been talking about for a few years now. It's crazy.
Yeah, the Little Cajun Saint, huh?
The Little Cajun Saint.
I love it.
And you have that lineage, girl.
So cool.
I see it. I hope that everything works out. Really, I do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be so cool.
Right.
Amazing.
Rachel, thanks so much.